As the budget for the year 2024 under the General Appropriations Act of the said year gets finalized and sets to signed by the President, let us discuss this article regarding the multi-role fighter jet acquisition project of the Philippine Air Force, whereby the Philippine ambassador of the Philippines to the United States recently said in an interview that another option of sourcing F-16 fighter jets from third-party sources aside from the United States has also been considered. This comes as the F-16 Block 70-72 Viper comes as an expensive acquisition, and it may not be enough for the Philippine Air Force to acquire in large numbers. We received an update on the multi-role fighters project for the Philippine Air Force, in an interview with Facts First on the Philippine ambassador to the United States, AMB. Babe Romualdez, the ambassador, said that there is an effort to procure used F-16 Fighting Falcon fighters because the Philippines cannot afford brand new F-16 Block 70 Vipers. A squadron of 12 aircraft is being eyed as an initial procurement, but a total of at least 30 are eyed in the near future. He also said that the United States is urging the Philippines to procure used F-16s from a third party. But before this, the Philippines needs to change the government procurement law to allow the procurement of used modern weapon systems and not limit procurement to just brand new ones. Previously, the Philippines was able to acquire used weapon systems because it circumvented the procurement system since the platforms were actually donated, and the costs involved were for the refurbishment, repair, and refitting of these donated weapon systems, which is allowable under the procurement law. In this case, the offer from a third-party source will not involve a free platform but instead will be a refurbished and upgraded platform that is ready to use upon delivery. The question now is, why is the United States offering to help United States procure F-16s from third parties when it has F-16s available that it can transfer as excess defense articles? It turns out that the United States is still offering their own F-16s, but as a medium-term plan, as it will take some time to upgrade their F-16s to a degree similar to Block 50-52 or Block 70-72. Meanwhile, the third-party plan is a much faster option but involves older airframes, as they could be the NATO 1980s F-16A, B Block 15 MLU Fighting Falcon from Norway, etc., which were updated in the mid-1990s to have capabilities similar to those of the F-16C, D Block 50-52 models, or the Israeli F-16A, B Block 10 nets, which were upgraded to F-16C, D standards except for the engine still using the less powerful Pratt & Take note, though, that all these plans are separate from the plan to procure 12 to 14 new multi-role fighters, most likely the Saab JAS-39C, D Gripen, which is still on the table despite all this talk about F-16s. If all these plans go through, it appears that the plan would now be to procure new JAS-39C, D Gripens from Sweden, 12 refurbished F-16A, B Block 15 MLU or F-16A, B Block 10 nets from NATO or Israel, and at least 2 squadrons more of used upgraded F-16C, Ds upgraded to Block 50-52 or 70-72 from the United States. The United States does not seem to have given up on the Philippines' multi-role fighter acquisition project. Sources said their proposal to sell F-16 Block 70-72 for $2.4 billion was rejected. The cost was too high, the Philippine media reported, citing government sources in Manila. Therefore, the United States is considering an option to reduce the price for the Philippines, but this will deprive them of the latest version of the famous fighter. Sources say Lockheed Martin is preparing to submit a new offer, the sale of the F-16 Block 50 with Block 70's avionics. According to Turkish sources, a senior official from the Philippine Air Force also confirms that they are expecting just such a proposal from Washington. How much the new proposal will cost the Philippine military remains unclear. But for sure, the Philippines should think about it because the avionics of the F-16 Block 70 are impressive. We mentioned before that the U.S. remains open to the transfer of used F-16s as grants but may require the Philippines to pay for mid-life extensions and upgrades using American companies and service providers. Max Defense Philippines have always been saying that politics has become a key element in the Philippine Air Force multi-role fighters acquisition. As expected, it looks like EDCA and the closer defense ties between the Philippines and the United States will affect the Philippine Air Force's multi-role fighter acquisition project. In this way, the Philippine Air Force may still have the chance to have F-16 Block 70 or 72 Vipers in its arsenal. The U.S. may assist by using FMF to shoulder part of the costs or provide loans to assist in the payment of the upgrade works.